months and months ago.
On the way to the airport, every
time. I used to watch these cats. Yo, I was like, what they doing is different. They gonna spark. It's just gonna spark.
I'm calling this a lost blog. It's a bunch of footage that Max and I never put out, and it's from 2019 in November when we went to New York City to be on the Earn Your Leisure podcast. Max was guest number 50 for episode 50, and a lot of this footage is the discussions we had before with Troy, Rashad, and Jamaal, and then there's a little clip of the episode, but if you want to watch that, you can just go in my description. I linked it below on the Earn Your Leisure page, and then the discussion after. And it's kind of cool to see Max predict the eventual blow up of Earn Your Leisure, you know, them getting big. We already knew, I think everybody already knew in the room that they were on track to be really successful. You know, we were fans of the show. We used to listen to Earn Your Leisure before they even had guests, you know, the first few episodes. And they were just talking about the money plays behind, you know, entertainment, sports, and business. I think that's the slogan. I think I can't remember it yet. And, you know, those guys are really cool. Still friends with them now. So I'm curious to see what they have to say about this, because they haven't seen this footage either, even though they're a part of it. What I think you're going to get out of today's video is a lot of the candid conversations that happen before and after a recording, where everybody's guard is down. We're just talking about, you know, what did we do to get where we are? How did we become successful? How did those guys become successful? And you know, Max and I giving them some of the insights into how we built Max's brand, you know, talking about gear, the YouTube strategy. There's a lot of stuff that nobody's seen, and so I'm excited to share it. Sit back, enjoy this episode. If you're a fan of my friend Max Maxwell or the guys that Earn Your Leisure, you're definitely going to enjoy this one. We're going to B&H. I'm pretty pumped.
I'm going to H&B.
He's going to H&B across the street, around the way.
You know, you have to level up.
Yeah, you do.
Our YouTube checks are decent.
Yeah.
You know, so you gotta put back into it.
Yeah, you got to.
Then it's the end of the year anyway, so you gotta spend.
What's up? Yeah, no, I spend some money. You know,
What's up, man? Max. Nice to meet you.
What's going on? Everything good?
Everything's great, man. What's up, brother? Nice to meet you, man.
Good to meet you, man. Good. Just getting some behind the scenes.
Yeah, our Uber was mad early, so.
Let's go.
Where'd you come from?
We was in the city.
What part? What got you in wholesale?
I was broke, bro. I needed something. Yeah, I needed my corporate job. I quit that to start an app.
Down south.
So, yeah, everything down south. Yeah, and then I got like 60,000 from 3 investors, which at that time I thought was like, you know, a lot of money, and it failed. I mean, I ran out of steam. I ran out of money.
That failed.
Yeah, I ran out of money. I couldn't complete it. So at that point, you just like, what do we do? So I had to move back home, mom.
Huh?
You tell like 31.
You got to open up.
They just like you taught yourself.
Yeah, through YouTube and podcasts. You know, my friend's dad said the word, and I just went gangbusters after that.
How long you been doing it?
3 years. September it was 3 years.
Okay. And this your full time?
100%. Between this and Brandon, like I got 14 staff members.
For you?
Yeah.
Just doing this?
I got like 4 on my brand side, and then 10 work in my real estate company.
So like the majority of your business is wholesaling, or
yeah, like because
how many wholesale properties do you do a year?
10 a month, 10 to 12 a month. Yeah, between 120, 100, properties like that.
What are your best markets?
I'm right there in North Carolina, man.
Oh, you stay where you
just
stay
right there. Yeah.
In Raleigh?
Everywhere, but like mainly in the Triad. Like I don't even touch those big markets.
Oh, really?
It's like the markets that people don't even talk about. Like in between Charlotte and Raleigh, Winston-Salem, Greensboro. You know, we got the HBCUs there. We have tobacco there. We got mad healthcare jobs. So it's a lot of things that people don't talk about. Like we don't got all the events and stuff like that. We ain't got no NFL team, no NBA team, but we got people money there. It's tobacco. It's the tobacco capital of the world. Right. Like RJR headquarters is in my city. Like I can throw a rock and hit their headquarters. Right.
Tobacco Road is synonymous. Is that Duke?
No, Tobacco Road is just like a road that they call that's famous because of North Carolina. Yeah. But tobacco came from Winston-Salem. Like the city was built around Winston.
So you live in Winston-Salem?
Yeah.
That's when you left Portchester and went there.
Yeah, straight from Portchester there, because my dad used to work for Pepsi.
Yeah, right.
You know, we bordered Connecticut.
I heard the whole story.
Yeah, so when we left and came down in '93, I was a little kid. I didn't go to college.
Yeah.
So when I went to the military at 17. So I knew that my time was up.
You went to war?
Yeah, I went to Afghanistan. I went everywhere, bro.
Oh, yeah?
My job was crazy, yeah.
Oh, yeah, first veteran. We got to highlight that. We got to see something
Yeah,
about
my job was crazy. So
Yeah,
like,
he's real subtle about it, but
yeah,
It's there though.
yeah, it's there. Yeah, that's like some of like my discipline.
So that's why you fly.
Well, no, I got my license in 2015, but I was in the Air Force, and my job was an air traffic controller, but in war zones, so they call us TACP, Tactical Party Air Control. I've been all over, but.
So how fast did the real estate scale for you? Because that's pretty quick, 3 years.
Yeah, I would say 2 years was where I really like slammed.
Hit your stride.
But the money's in the brand, bro.
yeah.
I make like $5 million in my brand.
What kind of branding as far as what?
Like just me as a brand.
Like, I mean, like you got like an online school. Like what's your brand?
I don't have a
speaking. Like what happened?
So
Like
I was 25 to speak.
25,000 to speak.
Yeah, 25 to speak, and then like, so I do a lot of affiliate with brands and stuff, right? So I like passive. I make like a month just some passive checks coming from brands that. So I basically got like 50% of their customer base because I built that audience for them. So like it's a lot behind the scene. Like I'm a true entrepreneur. Like like the real estate's cool. That's like $1.5 a year, right? But the rest of the stuff comes from like your brand, like building, like what y'all doing right now. Like it's just gonna hit a point where it's just gonna, it's just gonna hit a point. It's just gonna do that. Like but it's all about consistency. Like I said, like when that brand hit, it's hit different. Cause that money is when you sleep. That's sleeping money. Like real estate, I gotta grind to get that. There's no shortcut in that.
But that's the best content.
But that's the
You're doing
content.
something. Right.
Because it's the gold rush. So what I realized is that the man that made the most money wasn't the guy who went looking for the gold. It was the guy that sold the picks and shovels. That's right. Mm-hmm. But so like I tell you, like when I originally started, I didn't think my YouTube was gonna bust like that. And then it came up, and then I was like, all right, as soon as I get 10,000, I'm gonna drop a course. And then I started watching Gary Vee. And I was like, nah, that's the wrong. He brainwashed me. He was like, yo, that's the wrong way. You shouldn't do that. So I kept putting out free content while eating off my real estate money. And then one day it just switched.
Yeah, YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I seen 336,000.
336,000.
Yo,
299,000.
Yo, so like now my YouTube checks is like between 10 and 12,000 a month. So that just pays for my staff that work in my brand. So I don't really profit from that.
How often you drop videos? Not really.
At least twice a week.
Yeah, we used to do 4 times a week, and then we had to like scale back because we've been traveling so much.
Yeah, and we're doing a lot. We're pretty lean, so I'm running like 5 different jobs, emails, all the other stuff, shooting, editing.
You got it.
Yeah. So you
got 2 cameras on it?
Yeah. So I'll set this one up to get ETS.
You see the joint. They just bought some new equipment.
So I went to film school. So I've been doing this for like 15 years.
What do you think about these, man?
I would love this setup. We actually have these. This is our original podcast setup because you can stream to them. It's a 4K, I think.
Yeah. The only thing is that I haven't figured out how to keep it charged. Like we can't record and charge at the same time.
Oh, you can. So there's an adapter you can buy,
adapter,
and it'll go into the battery slot, and there's an opening. I think
you got something without tonight.
And you just do a B&H order, boom, it'll be here.
It's quick.
Oh yeah. We did that tonight.
Because that's what we used to stream with. We used to stream our live stuff with this.
Okay.
Because we used to do HDMI
Best
mini
picture.
out and then into our thing, and it's a cheap camera and it's good picture. Yeah, but you gotta buy the Chinese adapter for that joint to plug up all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, please tell me. I'll write it down because we need it.
Yeah. We're gearheads.
Those are the best microphones right there.
Yeah.
I just switched
best sound, SMB sound.
Yeah, we've been using those for
I just switched those. SMB.
Yeah.
Those are crazy. Yeah.
So when did you start like the YouTube?
So 2017, like December, was my first video, and I shot my first 5 videos by myself. And then February, I went in the Best Buy to buy a battery, and I found this kid in there, and I hired him full time. And then he became my dude. His name is J-Rock. But I really, I was like, yo, you know, you watch Gary Vee, you know D-Rock? He was like, yeah. I was like, I need you to be my D-Rock. And his name is Jawan. Like,
Nobody knows his name. It's funny.
Yeah, nobody knows his name. I was like, yeah, you were my J-Rock. And then like I messed with Gary Vee so heavy that I paid him $150.
You know Gary Vee?
Yeah.
We went to his garter
I'm glad you
party.
said that.
I seen y'all was out there. I was like, yo, if y'all want me to make the link, let it happen.
Yeah.
So I paid him $155,000 to speak at my event in March. Just all respect, right? I ain't never spent that type of money. You know what I'm saying?
Just to establish a
But
relationship.
then there was a guy that came to my event that got a job with him just because he asked him questions. Said, yo, he was like, yo, I love Max and shit, but my real thing is, yo, I want to work for you. He's like, you want to move to New York? He was like, yeah. He's like, all right, done. So
Hired him on the spot.
Now he hired
During the
I
event.
work on Team Gary Vee. Like,
Word.
He's still there? Yeah, and he's just been doing some stories about it recently in his vlogs, which is cool. So we take that content with us.
but I gotta get link with Gary. Like Gary.
Yeah, definitely one of those things. We had a mutual friend, and when we seen him, it was like just spontaneous. So he's like, yeah, I'll definitely do it. But it's like the follow up is the hard part. But he said
people,
he was cool about
He
it.
said it's gonna take some time.
He's gonna take some time.
He was like, I'll do it. He told
So
me
now
about
we're just following up on that.
He told me where he lived and all that. He was like,
His main secretary in Jamaica. The first time I met him is when he dropped his first shoes, the old twos.
The K-Swiss joint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's they told us to buy it in order to talk to him.
If you bought 50 pairs, you can go to his office, and there only
17 people did it.
17 people in the whole world did it. So now we one-on-one Gary all night, and 17 people, they all pitching stuff to him. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
So I sat with Gary, I was like, y'all just want to say thank you.
Yeah.
He was like, that's it. I was like, yeah, I just want to say thank you, man. He was like, I was like, what you did, because if I would have went the traditional route and put out like a course and did all that stuff,
Yeah.
I've just been pushing a course and not been focused on putting out free stuff. And then, so that's why I just was like, yo, thank you. And I was like, that was it. Then I called up his team. I was like, yo, I want to book Gary. They was like, yeah, 150 plus 5,000 for travel. I was like, done. He was like, what? I was like, done.
Well, yeah.
I didn't finish, I ain't negotiating. So when he came in, I brought him in for like selfish reasons. I wanted to sit and talk with him and just get that one-on-one. So I paid $155,000 to talk to the man on a one-on-one basis. He was like, yo, I remember you. You came to my office. So it became that thing. I was like, yeah. I was like, that was September. Now it's March. You see the growth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, I respect that. And I was like, and he was like, yo, don't do a. He was telling me not to do certain things, and I was like, cool. I'll flow with that. But he genuine though.
what do you say don't do?
He said don't do any mentorships.
Like free mentorship.
No, paid mentorships.
yeah.
Why?
Because it takes
Your
too much
time.
of your time, right?
And he was right.
Takes too much of your time.
Yeah.
Disobeyed his ass, and he was right.
Well, that's what Alex
Alex
said.
said that too.
Alex, we had a trucker. He said he was doing 10,000.
And people was paying.
It
Mine
was,
was 20.
but it was too much. But he stopped
People
it.
paid.
He said he had 6 months waiting list, but he stopped it because it was just.
And then what happens is you actually then put money on your time.
Mm-hmm.
Like even I don't care, like $20,000 a lot of money. I don't care how much money you make. So, but now somebody has rights to you for $20,000.
They own you pretty much.
I own you for the job.
Yeah, and it's like, nah, you know what? I speak at your event for 25,000, 90 minutes. I'm in and out of the building.
How many events you speak at a year?
We spoke it quite a bit.
Yeah, at least like a dozen so far, but we haven't really pushed it.
How many?
Like a dozen so far.
They're
Yeah.
flying on the mileage. He said it's heavy.
Yeah, and then so this year we already like January, February we got 4 events outside of our own that's paid.
So how do you got a PR person? Like how do you?
It's just all the brand.
No publishers or nothing.
No, I've never been written in any article ever. I want to. I haven't pushed that yet. But like, it's just. I think because
We just been spread
our
thin.
people need hope, yo, and I think this is just like some hope. That's really what it is. Like they see a dude that ain't supposed to have it, and I got it through like the legal way, and they're like,
But again, it's like the consistency and like just being committed to it. And as you know, the cycle goes for real estate too. Like we're in a great time. Like
We in
a time where it's just like, you know, we hit that 2008 like drought where things almost collapsed.
yeah.
And like that, just to kind of see it come back to where it's at right now. Like you'll have in certain pockets of areas, even around here, you'll have people go above the offering price quickly. You know, and it's just like those certain pockets of areas around the whole country. It's real estate, real estate, real estate.
I think
you know?
right now with like the internet and everywhere everything's going, it's like, yo, black people is really seeing other black people, young people being successful off of like some
Business, legit.
yeah. Like, yo, I can do that too.
That's one of the
Like,
good things about the podcast. It's like, you know what I mean? It's every week, it's different.
that's why y'all blew up. Months and months ago.
On the way to the
traveled
airport,
like,
every
yeah,
time.
I used to watch these cats. Yo, I was like, what they doing is different. They gonna spark. It's just gonna spark.
That's crazy.
And you could just watch it because it was like you mixing what we truly like is hip hop and sports, and you telling before y'all was just doing the behind the scenes stories of what that was.
Earlier.
So it was like, yo, they telling the behind the business side of the stuff we already love.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, this gonna blow.
I appreciate that.
That's crazy, man.
That's before we even had guests.
Yeah.
You had no guess.
Yeah, it was just me and him, just like sitting in this room.
Like, the girl I was sitting there, I was like, yo, and I was like, the production ain't the best, but I was like, but that's what stopped people from putting it out. Like I talked to a girl the other day, she said, I'm about to record my first YouTube video for the 1,000th time. Because perfection is subjective.
I said that the other, I was like, I always say that like on Instagram specifically and the internet right now, content's more important than quality.
100%.
Like people more concerned with quality and the content is terrible.
And it's never put it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like we just got cameras.
That's what I said. We haven't had two cameras.
That's that YouTube money.
Yeah.
We was iPhones. And
Yeah,
you look at
shotgun
the
mics.
Yeah, like these wasn't always here. When we first got these, we didn't even know how to work them. It was just like, remember the first episode? It was like this was all. It was like we're gonna use the phone.
We went through a lot of that. I mean, we got
always
decent space now, but we went through a lot of like buying things and like, yo, what are we doing? I would go to people's podcasts like just to be like, what is that? Take a picture and send it to them. Yo, we gotta get these.
That's what I'm like, yo, what the hell is that? I'm like, yo, we gotta get a guy to do with that.
But it's fun, yo. I mean, it's cool because you gotta have a passion for teaching, like, cause this is tedious.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Take time out of your day where you was at. You gotta rush back to do. This is the same thing.
Yeah.
But you gotta have a passion for doing it. But then that passion leads into like the dollars come.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a teacher by trade. He's becoming educated by habit at this point. Like,
I mean,
he
it's
just
fun.
learned how to
Honestly,
do it.
to us, it's like we learn too.
That's the
Like,
best
that's
thing.
crazy.
Even doing this, I was like, yo, I gotta learn what wholesaling
It's
is,
like-
and I was like, I'm about to learn even more with this experts.
I think if I was wholesaling in New York, period, it would be in Westchester County. Straight up, because it's close enough to the city, but it's old enough to where older folks got old. Like,
I think that's the last thing I saw you say.
Yeah.
He said people don't think it's in these wealthy areas, but there's somebody that's house, they didn't cut the grass,
Every day.
it's unkept. That's the house we gotta find in this area.
because it's close enough to the city, but far enough, but it's still got a good price range.
Right.
Nah, it's yeah, and the good thing about the podcast too, especially when it comes to real estate, there's so many different areas. Like we did episode on season envy, but that was completely different from an episode that we did on the mortgage broker. Completely different from we did an episode on hard money lending. So now we haven't covered wholesaling. So this is, even though it's real estate, it's different than we haven't covered wholesaling at all. So.
This is the if you want to get into real estate from the ground and you a hustler, this is how you get
And
it.
you don't need money.
You don't take no money.
This is how you get it. Like, all you gotta have is determination and hustle, and you can get it. And the rest is history. Cause that was me. I had negative dollars, when I started this.
Negative 438.
Yeah. I really don't think I ever paid them back. So I probably should look into that. It's probably gone though by now.
Negative $438. That's crazy. How they let you get to that?
How they, because well, at least I knew.
Well,
I knew that they would give you
400 or
438.
negative 400. Oh, you
Yeah,
can get 400.
yeah.
If you had
I think it's like you can't get like negative 400,000.
No, negative $400 because every time they'll let you get some slack because they gonna get that $35 every time, especially if you got a history
For
of
the
always
overcharge.
getting that.
Or you bounce a check.
Right, that's what I'm saying. If you had like $10 and you wrote a check for then that I can see that.
You
But like,
spend it.
if I'm like swiping for
they'll
gas
swipe,
with the
they'll let you
negative,
swipe, they'll let you
Nah, they'll
swipe
let you
that.
ride.
Yeah, for at least a little while. I don't think they'll let you go over 500, but they'll let you get
he was right there. He was right there.
How much was it?
Negative 438.
Yeah, and I was at my mom's house, man, and she's Jamaican. So
Same thing.
You want,
It's crazy. Like the dude we had on trucking, Jamaican. yo, I had to go back to my mom's house. I wasn't eating. She thought I was depressed.
Same thing.
I know. That's what I'm telling you. Like, he said the same exact thing.
Because when you have to make the moment the pot turn off the eye on the stove, you gotta go eat.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I'm always excited about our episodes, but some episodes I get a little bit more excited.
Especially when it's like a learning episode. Like, we all gonna learn today.
Yeah.
Everybody gonna learn.
For sure. So before we start, they've been asking, actually today, they're like, you need to get Maxwell on this podcast.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, man.
It's
like,
crazy. I'm gonna send you a
I heard
message
you.
after this, man. Like,
So you've been highly requested.
Come here.
Shout out to Jamaica, man.
Transition from the 20s to the 30s is a big deal. You know? Because I knew, because of my old background.
Once again, man, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Troy, housekeeping.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay.
I need one with the regular camera, but here we go.
It's a lot of ways.
Just based off of what you're doing at this point, like the community's so big, or like what you built is so big at this point, like any game that you get back is more than likely going to even come back on some level.
But that's how that's working. I mean, you know that. That's Wall Street Trapper. That's the whole benefit of our platform.
That's right, man.
The best way to market is to get free information.
Where I see y'all, because my stuff's so niche right now, and it's a problem actually. Like I'm in this real estate wholesaling world.
Yeah, small.
And I'm not even the real estate world. I'm in the wholesaling world. This is even smaller.
Sub-department of real estate.
So my new show is like I'm routing out to more entrepreneurship. But where I see y'all having like a backing of somebody like a Fuse or a Complex TV. I'm putting y'all on your own show, kind of similar to like, what's his name, DJ Academics, but having a more. That's where I see y'all.
We know some people over at Complex.
Yeah. That's where I see like them putting behind, but I don't know if they there yet as a corporation know that this is the next movement. But if not, keep doing what you're doing because they gonna call anyways.
No, the good thing about it is like it's like really like some underground like king type, because it's like we're still, a lot of people don't know about us, but a lot of people know about us.
The people that need to know.
Exactly, and it's like the culture is really, really into it right now, which is encouraging. So it's like I said, we go to Atlanta, people want to stop us, and it's like it's become like an underground thing where it's like it's really, really big, but it's still underground, so it's good because it's like once you start to get overground, people just start to hate.
Yeah,
just cut. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Social media is really crazy, man. Like that's the only thing we've used to market.
That's the best place to start because anybody can do it.
I'm pulling up to DC, so y'all can put my name on it, whatever. I mean, like mad people come out.
Like, just email me the details and I'll share it.
Yeah, put my name on that.
This is gonna be good.
Off the strength. Yeah, I'll pull
This is
up.
gonna be good. Can you text me your number?
Yeah.
Yo, I got a dude. I don't know.
Troy, you got merch?
I'm gonna buy some, bro. I'm gonna buy some.
What's your number?
No, we got.
I was like, yo, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. And it's crazy because like even John Henry said like he told Jamaal like you know, a lot of times I go on these shows and I want to talk about the breakdown, but they don't ask me questions.
Yeah, they don't get that great.
Yeah, he's like, I want to give the secret sauce, but nobody ever asks.
For hours.
They always ask the same thing, like motivational questions, like your whole.
Just the baseline.
Yeah, it's like.
I'm trying to figure out who that is. This is a random dude who's on our Patreon.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like they'll be like, yo, get him on, get this person, get this person.
Yo, this about to blow up. This podcast right this gonna blow up.
But yeah, we want to just keep, you know what I'm saying? We want to make early, not just your typical podcast.
Nah, that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, it's like spicing it up.
So we got that's the best. We got no rules. Like
that's the best thing about not being on a network, bro.
Yeah, they can't tell us
exactly.
Not going to no meetings.
Exactly. Like I don't think that's gonna work. Like no, we're gonna test it out on our own.
We're gonna see, and we willing to fail. Like we mess up. We're gonna do it. It's alright because it's like these episodes. It's like alright, well that one people was kind of shaky about it. Alright, well we're gonna put a great one next week. We're gonna put it up. We just keep putting out.
Yeah, and you're gonna have a lot of people feel like they need to be on and to hit y'all up. Yeah. Like I ain't never hit y'all up because it's just gonna naturally happen.
Yeah, like people actually.
If I kept doing what I was doing, eventually I was gonna get here.
That's the episode. If you like this, hit the like button. Please share this. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next episode, the next installment of this series I'm gonna call Lost Vlogs, because I have a ton of footage of traveling with Max and just doing all kinds of stuff that it never saw the light of day. It's on the cutting room floor, if you will, in film terms. So I'm gonna put it out, add some commentary, and we're gonna see how this experiment goes.